Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the round of 16 playoff game between Samoa and the USA. Now, we already know in the quarterfinals, France have qualified. Ireland have qualified. There are still 6 spots left. One of these two sides are going to be making their way through the quarterfinals, and the other will be missing out. Now, this is a massive clash. Samoa and USA, it could easily be a quarterfinal match, could easily be a semi-final match, but instead it is here in the round of 16. But looking through at the starting lineups for the USA, it is going to be Aaron Cummings, David Still, Steve Thomasine as the captain, Lucas LeCamp. He was very good throughout the LA Sevens, so it is great to see that he is still on the side. Malachi Isdale, Naima, I always mess up this name, Fuala'au, and also Perry Baker, the speedster, out on the wing with pace to burn and experience to go alongside it. He is there as the final man in the USA starting lineup. Then for Samoa, it is Valvasa Afasua, Yuna Sioni, Va'a Pilomaleko, Nueli Letufia, Steve Onisai, Malani Mataval. So they've still got their 3 co-captains in that starting lineup. And then to close it out, it is Paul Scanlon. Now the winner of this game will go on to face the winner of Fiji versus Wales. So there's a chance we could see Samoa versus Fiji as a quarterfinal fixture in the Sevens World Cup. That would be absolutely massive. Even USA versus Fiji, USA versus Wales, I think is the most unlikely at this current point in time. But as we always know, and as we always say, anything can happen in the world of sevens. We have got hello in the chat from Atene Wakamin. Hope you are doing very well off the bench. For these two sides, it is going to be Maka Anufi, Cody Melfi, Maceo Brown. It's great to see him back. Gavin Diamore and also Ben Brozel. Then for Samoa, Paul Eti Slater, Levi Milford, Moto Opitai, Owen Nui, and Malo Lutero. So I hope you guys are all excited for this game. It's going to be an absolutely fast-paced encounter. Both of these sides want it extremely badly to be able to go through further in the competition. We've already seen England be knocked out of their quarterfinal or their round of 16 fixture. Same with Canada. Now, will we see once again a favourite getting themselves over the line? Now, the benefit that Samoa has, and I've mentioned it throughout this whole competition, the team that played throughout the round of 16 pre-round, I think has a little bit of an advantage here because Samoa, they've had 14 minutes under their belt, was up against the Ugandans. That's always going to be a tough game. But they were able to get through it. And now I would like to think they are better for it. Now leading out the boys for Samoa, it is Paul Scanlon ready to go. In fact, that might have been Steve Onisai. Got me numbers around the wrong way there. Is the next game South Africa versus Chile? Not quite. South Africa versus Chile is going to be taking place at around 5 a.m. New Zealand time. So we actually still have another 3.5 hours till those two sides take place out there on the park. So we have got about 7 other live streams, though, that are coming live to you guys for the commentary. The next one we are doing is New Zealand versus Scotland. That is kicking off just after 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Argentina versus Kenya is the game after that. And then the women's game between New Zealand and Colombia. Fiji versus Wales in the men's. France versus South Africa in the women's. And then South Africa versus Chile is there to close out the game. But the crowd are slowly starting to file in Cape Town Stadium. It will be USA kicking off this one. The ball is in the hands of Fuala'au. About to get ready to go. Okay, nap time then, says Gareth. And there, although your Colombian women's side are playing relatively soon, Gareth, which I'm sure is one you will not want to miss from what you mentioned earlier on. But USA kicked this one off, and this round of 16 fixture underway, taken nicely by Malani Mataval. Now, I thought he had a little bit of a leg injury in the last match. Luckily, does seem like it has come right because that man is one that you certainly want to have there. Great footwork there from Yuna Sioni, turning one of the USA players inside out. Now it's stripped away by David Still, and it is on the side of the USA. Now out on the wing will be Aaron Cummings. Now, normally that number 1 jersey is held by Carla Niles, missing at the moment due to the injury. Are there going to be games tomorrow? There certainly are. There are games all throughout the 3 days of the Sevens competition in Cape Town. There's a lot. I believe they mentioned before the competition, 84 matches taking place across the men and the women. Nice backline movement here. Cummings goes on the outside. I thought Perry Baker was supposed to be starting, but I haven't actually seen him in action yet. So it makes me wonder whether or not they have made a late change, or maybe they just haven't gone to his their wing yet. And that was Nathan, mate. I'm more Eastern inspired, says Gareth. My apologies, got that around the wrong way. I know Nathan was very keen for the Colombia match. Now, USA kick it into touch. They've decided to use that penalty to their advantage, looking for a bit of territory. I'm not going to be there. I'm going fishing, says Atini. So hopefully you do end up catching something. I think the last time I went fishing, we went for a few hours, and the only thing we caught was a stick. A bit unfortunate, really. But now, going to be USA just outside of the 22. Nice offload there. Lucas Lecamp turning on the afterburners. Tries to find the pass on the outside. Perry Baker picks it up, but there is a little mistake on the ground. No doubt Samoa's favourite. They certainly are $1.30 favourites going into this match. For a moment, we will go like this. Always unfortunate when you have a sneeze just before the live stream starts and then you think it's all good and then you have a sneeze again halfway through your intro. But the scrum feed now for Samoa. Letufea will be putting this ball in. Samoa, they will have to go 90 metres down the field if they want to be able to get themselves the first try of this contest. But like I mentioned, they've got that game time, which is massive for them. And 100, my guy, a Colombian baby, says, Nathan, nice run here from Onisai. Offloads on the inside to Malani Mataval. This is great work here, keeping the ball alive for the Samoans, but the USA defense just doesn't seem to want to break now. Valvasafa Sua. Nice run forward. Bit of a breakdown battle between David Still and also one of the big Samoans who threw him backwards. Great run up the middle, and now it will be the first try of the match. And it's none other than the number 10, Paul Scanlon. It's been a try-scoring machine throughout 2022. This game will be no different. Scanlon scores, Samoa take the lead, and now that is a second try of the World Cup as well. I got the best fish at grass, and this is a Denny. Great work from Paul Scanlon. Found that fend initially, was able to knock off Aaron Cummings, and then the gap was just there, and it was open. Going to be very hard to stop that man from there without probably pulling many muscles in your legs, trying to run quicker than you've ever run before. But now Malani Mataval, straight out in front, has got it over. 7-0 now in favour of the Samoans. We have got there. Do you reckon the Queen Death will make some changes for New Zealand or other Commonwealth countries, or stay the same? Says Roman Soldiers. I think it is way too early to determine. Overall, I think people, like, even thinking about that stuff now, even though she's just passed, I feel like a lot of people would prefer to mourn and then get into the kind of more, like, the more technical stuff, I guess you could say. But for now, it's still very fresh news. At the end of the day, like, she was 96. She was in charge for very long. So a lot of people, it will take them a little bit longer before they do forget about what has happened. But Alpha still having the knock on there. It is Seaweed. And there it says Etene. Now, looks like Ireland have made their way through. France have made their way through. Quite a few European sides. We need someone, maybe Southern Hemisphere or maybe in the Americas could be coming up. I know that there is also South America and Uruguay going to get an opportunity in the future as well. Currently, this game very even. 7-0 for Samoa. A good start to the match for them, but now they need to, that's a mistake. Not what the USA were wanting in that situation. I'm just going to quickly see so far. Possession is just a little bit more in favour of Samoa, which is relatively expected. But Lucas Lecamp actually having the mistake there, which is a rarity. That pass did end up going forward. Mr. France versus American France match. Who won? Says Sebastian. And there, so France versus American France, or Canada as we like to call them as well. It was in the end. Canada scored first, but France scored every other time. And then from there, France were able to win it by about 9 points, I think the difference was between the two. So they go through in that matchup. A little bit of a mistake from Letufea. It's a knock-on advantage. Now Lucas Lecamp has his ankle tap. 1 minute 30 left of this first half. Still working hard on those breakdowns. Perry Baker goes across. Now one more to Aaron Cummings, taking down Samoa. Normally very good with their line of the defense, although that's going to be a couple missed tackles. And then Lucas LeCamp almost able to pierce his way through the gap. Now, nice run. Cummings goes across to Perry Baker. This is looking dangerous. Thomasine, ball on the outside. David still in the corner. And that will be the USA back into the contest now. He's just shushed his teammate, Thomasine. So I think he was very excited for that one. David still the first try. And I was going fishing one day with my little stick. And got bigger fish than my dad's arms. Says Etienne and Queen Elizabeth has died. So we want the diamond back. Says Sanatane in there as well. I'm not too sure what that diamond is, I'll be honest. That is going to be David still scoring his first try of the Rugby World Cup. We're going to get quite a few firsts throughout the next little while, purely because this is only the second game and the first game for the USA. So their first ever try in the Rugby Sevens World Cup for 2022. But that is going to be now 14 seconds left in the first half. 5 points to 7 as the kick is missed. And going fishing for me, with me father, is always one of my favorites. So it's peaceful and relaxing. Says Sebastian, do you guys go lake fishing, sea fishing, or river fishing, Sebastian? Out of curiosity. Or I guess I got to throw it in there, or ice fishing. Just because I know Romania is very cold. So, I mean, it probably wouldn't be a rarity to be able to go ice fishing. And lake and river, says Sebastian there, nicely cleaned up by David still at the back, 22 metres out from their own line. It's going to be stolen clean by Va'a Pilomaleko. Now Samoa look for the little flick off. It's going to be very loose from both of these sides. Letufea now with the wide cut out pass to Lucas LeCamp. No, sorry, he's on the other team now. It's going to be instead the other number 12, which is Steve Onisai. Ball on the inside, Milani Matavao. He's going to get over the line just at the end of the first half, and that is a very nice play for Samoa. An easy enough kick, you would think, to make the score 14 points to 5 heading in to the second half. See, this is New Zealand versus Scotland. Or there is New Zealand versus Scotland. Yep. That's going to be a tough match for New Zealand because, like I've mentioned the whole way through, you're going to hear me say it many, many times, like I'm some sort of broken record. But any team who played in that pre-round of 16, I feel, has some sort of momentum heading into their next game because at least they've been there, done that. New Zealand, we don't even know. Are they match fit? Are they going to be able to play like they did in the last competition? Or will Scotland, with that little bit of game time under their belt after facing off against, who does Scotland play in the round of 16 or the pre-round of 16? I think it was Scotland versus Jamaica. So who knows? Maybe they'll got that little bit of extra game time, little bit of extra confidence. But currently at halftime, 14 points to 5, beneficial scoreline for the Samoan. On behalf of the British government, the Brits will keep the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Cheers, says Sebastian. And also, where is this? Says Etienne. And there is in, where is the game being played? That is in South Africa, Cape Town for the Sevens. Unless you're talking about where is this, is in the Kieran emoji. He is actually currently in my room. Takes up quite a bit of space when he's pumped up. Even when he's not pumped up, he still takes up quite a bit of space. Overall, anyone who doesn't know what Kieran is, by the way, it is a giant inflatable All Black that does show up every once in a while on the channel. But Samoa, they missed 2 tackles, but they made 7. USA, they missed 2 tackles, but they made 6. So very even in the first half when it comes to the possession stats. Say that Samoa still takes the edge, though, and they do also have the momentum being able to score right at the end of the first half. Alongside that, being able to get those extra 2 points, that could be crucial for them when it comes to the later stages of this contest. No one wants to go to Golden Point. Definitely not in a playoff game, because as soon as you go to Golden Point in a playoff game, pretty much it's just a 50-50 of whether or not you get the bounce of the ball first. I mean, Germany versus Chile was an absolutely incredible one. You can't afford the broadcasting rights with that diamond so shiny. Says, or you can afford the broadcasting rights with that diamond so shiny. Hey, Sebastian, but anyone who does want to be able to watch these games, the rwc7s.com website will have the live matches. If you are outside of the list of locations that they do allow you to watch from, be sure to check out that link in the pinned comment. It is the VPN link that we have got. It gives you a 2-year plan, and for that you can watch all of the Sevens no matter where. And I asked my bro to run you Kao Perico, Pink Diamonds or Sapphire Panther. And this is Nathan. I'll ask my bro to run you a Kao Perico. I haven't actually been on GTA in a good while. Me and George probably played it early this year when the GTA 5 updates were coming out, and then my Xbox blew up, which did cause some problems. That's going to be a penalty to the USA early on, looking like they want to take it quickly, deciding against it in the end. Instead, Steve Thomasin will kick this one into touch. Or at least try to. That's going to be, has gone out nicely, about 32 meters out now. USA got themselves the line out. They need a try and they need something else on top of it. And I want to see dream matches, says Atini. And certainly one that a lot of people love seeing is Fiji versus Samoa. It's just an absolute shame that it may be the case of being a quarterfinal rather than further down the line in the competition. The referee has said, let's go now, and they do just that. It's going to be now nicely offloaded. The advantage to the USA. One of the Samoan players had stayed down for a bit longer. I believe that is Va'a Pilomaliko, the last player you want to see injured. Scanlon strips the ball, and they will be going back for the initial penalty. It doesn't look like the USA are in any hurry to take this one, just taking a bit of a breather, working out what their next tactic was. They didn't finish as high as a lot of people anticipated in LA. Same could be said about the blitz box, though. I was meaning to ask, was the Xbox exposed to moisture or dust or something? I mean, it probably had a little bit of dust on it, but not like enough to make it blow up. They did say when we did get it repaired that it was a faulty power supply, as in on the back of the Xbox, the plug in the Xbox. Because I thought faulty power supply for a start meant like our plug that we had it plugged into, but it was actually part of the Xbox. That was the problem, just at the back, the power supply not doing what it needs to. That is a try for Steve Thomasin now. Has made his way over the try line. And it was just a very nice play from the USA. They built phase after phase after getting that penalty advantage and then was able to break his way through. Steve Thomasin. It's a nice run from the US number 10, whose name, of course, I never say right, Fuliao. Kind of sounds like you're kind of saying a word that starts with F and then you stub your toe. Fuliao. And he has gone over with Steve Thomasin. And the match that I want to see is British and Irish Lions versus Ulster. And it's Colombian Diamonds for Caio Perico. Maybe close to Ko'anor. That is a good kick. And now just 2 points the difference between these two sides. This game could easily go either way. The winner faces Fiji or Wales, whoever wins their game. Perry Baker's been taken off the field, though. So a big call for the USA. And doesn't make any sense. British and Irish Lions versus an Irish team, says Sebastian there. So you would have to leave some of the Irish players out of it, wouldn't you? Although a majority of the Irish players in the British and Irish Lions, of course, were Leinster and Munster men. So it could slightly work in that regard. Now, penalty going the way of the USA. Once again, another mistake. Well, sorry, that's actually Samoa. They are wearing the white. That threw me off because Samoa normally wear their blue, USA and blue for this game. USA normally wear the white, and they are not wearing it for this game, but the lightning fast speed of Paul Scanlon once again breaking the line. And that is going to be another try for Samoa. It's still a bit unorthodox. Says Sebastian, have you seen the first 15 finals? No, not yet. Who was actually in the first 15 finals? Out of curiosity, I didn't actually realize the first 15 was coming to an end at this stage. And I was like, let's go Samoa, says Nathan. And that is another try. Should be a nice, easy kick. Which will make the score 21 points to 12 in favor of Samoa. I would say one more try might be enough to seal the deal for Samoa, but they need it probably relatively soon. You don't want to give the USA any momentum. He takes them from very close. Malani Matavao, when they score between the sticks, he'll kick them from about 3 or 4 meters out and just scoop it straight over the top of the post. It's actually quite impressive the way he does it. But currently 2 minutes 40 left. Like I mentioned, one more try for Samoa could be the winner. I wasn't sure what Usku steps or side steps was, but it works. I wasn't sure what Usku steps or side step was, but it works, says Nathan. And Kelson, Boys High versus St. Peter's, says Mr. PJ. Okay. Like they're saying, the biggest reset of the game, Malani Matavao will be kicking this one off for Samoa. A few more subs being made for both of these sides. Unisioni is dripping sweat. It's hot in Cape Town, that is for sure, on a whole different time zone. Taken beautifully by Samoa. Keeping the ball alive, Malani Matavao. And like they mentioned, the most crucial one that's going to be kicked away for Apilo Maliko. He's got it perfect. Did he get the ball down, though? He may have dropped it. The most important reset of the game. USA got it wrong. And almost a perfect opportunity for Samoa to be able to counter and get themselves that next try now. Va'apela Maleko, one of the best players around when it comes to finishing. He's got it down, and that is going to make the score just a little bit more in favor of Samoa. 26 points to 12. And yes, one more try, Manu, says Salafina, and also we've got there Samoa is winning, says Talialangi, and they have now got themselves another one. Va'apela Maleko, his first try of the Sevens competition. It won't be the last, though. He chips it over the top of David Still, accelerates, and still looked like he was stuck in no man's land. Then from there, Steve Thomasin tried to stop him. It wasn't happening for him, though. Va'apela Maleko, too quick, and has got the try for the Samoans. Strike from Milani Matavao. He's got it over as well. His kicking, when it comes to those drop kicks, has been very good throughout 2022. Samoa, now they have got themselves a 16-point lead, which does mean the USA would have to score twice and then something to be able to get themselves back into this contest. Samoa, they tap it back, sits up for Paul Scanlon. Has Box played first game yet? Not yet. They have got their game at 5:03 a.m. New Zealand time. Is kicked in behind by Va'apela Maleko again. He's just messed up the kick, although his teammate Paul Scanlon does give it a boot. Lucas LeCamp, only a couple meters out from his line, wrestled down by Iona Sione. And the USA, they are in all sorts of trouble. They need to try and get a little bit further up the field. Great run forward from the replacement and Ben Brazil. Penalty to Samoa, though. They will want to take this one quickly. Iona Sione takes the quick tap off to Milani Matavao. It seems like Samoa are really starting to build, and through they go. And it will be Motu Opitai who has managed to get the next try. Not yet, Jake. And thanks, Kiwi Lad, says Salafina there. And well done, Samoa. Let's go, says Nathan. So, yeah, the game for the South Africans is going to be taking place in 3 hours' time, but we will still be up. It is a 5 a.m. kickoff, like I mentioned, but we will be covering it on the Kiwi Lads channel. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Great short ball from Milani Matavao straight into the hands of Opitai, and you weren't going to be stopping him from 15 meters out once he's broken the line. And let's go, says Talialangi. And also, Kiwi Lad, who do you think is Samoa's best team? Samoa Sevens 2010 or this year's Sevens side 2022? That's a tough one. I mean, Samoa, they were very good. But I think because of what we're seeing with so many young players, I'm really liking this 2022 squad. That one hasn't gone the 10, and it is going to be the chance for the USA, although this, at this stage, is just going to be a kick for a bit of pride. Nice NFL-style throw from the USA there. Thomasin back across. But yeah, the fact that a lot of these guys are under the age of 25, I think is incredibly impressive, and they've got a hugely bright future. Speaking of bright futures, they're still going. Even though they could just kick the ball into touch, now it's kicked him behind. Oh, Steve Opitai has landed on his face, and he might have hurt his shoulder in the process. That would have been the worst-case scenario for Samoa, to have one of your players injured in extra time. Now Lucas LeCamp goes to Steve Thomasin. Neither of these two sides want to be putting this ball into touch. As close as a high tackle, and I'll be honest, I wasn't watching Sevens in 2010. Yeah, it is kind of the ones of you see those highlights from back in the day, and you think, geez, they were hard to beat, weren't they? That's going to be a knock-on from the USA. I thought, no, they have still got it available. Thomasin, they want one last try. They're trying to wear down the Samoans. Now, the thing is, though, both of these sides will have to wait at least 20 hours until they play their next game of sevens, which is absolutely insane to think how long it is. That's going to be the knock-on. Samoa, one last attacking opportunity. Now ball on the outside from Letufea. It's going to be the running chance here. Letero tries to slide. He gives it off now unselfishly. Gives it to Slater. And Slater will score the final try. And tell you what, Samoa have put 40 points on the board up against the USA. They were favourites going into the game. Did anyone expect such a one-sided affair, though, in that second half? They did brilliantly, Samoa, building nicely, but they need to be playing well because they will be facing off against the winner of Fiji versus Wales. We could see a Southern Pacific derby taking place once again. And also, what a thrashing, says Sebastian. Yeah, a lot more one-sided. And as you can see there, the man who was wearing his USA Speedos earlier on is shaking his head. He's disappointed. Can't quite believe the result of this matchup, but nonetheless, that is going to be the Samoans being able to win it. 40 points, 2-12. They didn't manage to get the conversion in the end, but a very good performance from Va'a Pilomaliko, Steve Onisai, Scanlon, Matavau. You could list pretty much the whole side. We have got BK Sport and chat. Welcome in, mate. And also, well, Malalova, boys. And yes, a Slater try, says Salafina. And we'll give the youngster confidence, but we will be jumping straight over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back in a very short moment for New Zealand versus the Scottish.